Welcome back, and joining me is Ron Sexsmith via Zoom. Ron, thanks very much for joining me.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me.
So, you have been a three-time Juno Award winner. How does that feel getting that type of recognition?
Um, it's just sort of just getting a record deal was exciting for me but all these other things like the Junos was it was sort of unexpected. I mean, the one that I guess meant the most was like one year I got the songwriter one. And because I think I'd been nominated about 5 years in a row where I didn't win. So when I finally won that one, it felt I don't know. It felt sweet. But I mean, I don't know anyone who does this job for those type of things, for the awards and stuff. But it's just nice to get noticed every now and then I mean, I've tried to make a contribution, to the Canadian music songbook, and so that's what it means to me, really, that they
That's
take.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, over 30 years and over, I think you have 17 albums at least, if I'm not mistaken. I would say you've made quite the impact and legacy.
Thank you.
Tell me about this beautiful song called One Bird Calling.
Well, in Stratford, I find the weather can be quite extreme here. You get a lot of sudden storms that come out of nowhere, and we get really dumped on in the winter, and this song came out of one of those storms where the sky just turned black and it just torrential rain, and and I'd been working on this melody and I had no lyrics for it, and right after the storm passed, Colleen, my wife, could hear a bird. It sounded like it was looking for his family or something, and she said one bird calling, and I was like the light bulb went on over my head, and I tried it with the melody I was writing, and the song, they say the song sometimes writes itself. It was one of those kind of songs. I mean, I think I'd finished it in about 45 minutes or something. So, which isn't always the case. So, but yeah, it's just sometimes when you're a songwriter, you kind of have to be open 24/7, because you never know when someone will say something, or you know what I mean. And it's my job to take notice of whatever it is, and see the potential in it.
Absolutely beautiful. That's a great story. This month, August the 19th, Tom Patterson Theater. Tell us about what's going on there.
Well, this is the third year in a row that I've played the Tom Patterson. And it's such a great gig for me because it's right across the river. I mean, I don't know if they're always going to want to do it, but I'm really happy. And this year is special because it is my 60th year. And so they asked me if I could do like a Stratford version of my Sexsmith at 60 show, which I did at Massey Hall back in February. So the only thing I could think of is, we're in a town full of actors. So I should have asked some of my actor friends. So we have a few guests coming to sing with me. I think about, yeah, five guests, which is something I never, very rarely do. And so but other than that, it'll be me and the guitar and the piano, with the odd guest coming out. So I think it'll be a really special night. I hope, anyway.
Ron, you've got an exciting tour coming up in the UK this fall. Tell us about that.
It's like a continuation of the Sexsmith at 60 show that I did at Massey Hall in February. My promoter over in London thought, well, we should do one over there. England is actually one of my best markets, and so they booked me a show at the London Palladium, which is kind of crazy. I mean, it's a really big place. Um, and then they built some other shows around it, Dublin and Edinburgh and Manchester. So it'll be a slightly different show, because in Toronto I had my full band, but in the UK it's so expensive to get over there. So I might be just doing it as a trio with maybe a guest or two, but I'm very much looking forward to it. And yeah, I didn't, but I originally only planned it to be the one show at Massey Hall. Now it's sort of grown into this little mini tour.
Well, Ron, thank you very much for joining me. I know you have a busy schedule. Thank you for coming and doing it in Stratford, our own hometown as well. It's going to be exciting to see you on stage. Thank you very
Awesome.
much and
Thanks.
best wishes.
Thank you. Take care now.
Thank you. Coming up next is Rob Russell, and we're going to talk about Scotch Mist.